Hi guys, how are you? Today, me and the other students of Intermediate 1, we're going to talk about the educational system here in Brazil from a student's point of view. We did some research with other students to see what they think about the teaching methods, what they would change, and what they like about the system. Hope you like it.
The education rights is an important part of social rights, which are inspired by the value of equality between people. In Brazil, this right was only recognized in the Federal Constitution of 1980s. Before that, the state did not have the formal obligation to guarantee quality education to all Brazilians. Public education was treated as an assistance, a support given to those who can afford. The World Bank reported, public spending on education is divided between the three levels of government. Federal government spending mostly goes to the higher education. In Brazil, municipalities are responsible for the most elementary schools, while the responsibility for high schools rests with the states. However, the federal government transfers resources to subnational education systems through budget transfers. The federal government also finances public universities and technical and vocational education and training programs.
Despite the errors and aggressive methods that Brazil education has, and we are going to tell you which are some, Brazil's teaching has a few good points, such as 97% of kids between 7 and 14 years old are on school. That also means there are 1.5 million kids without teaching, and that deserves attention. But compared with other nations, Brazil has a better education rates than many countries on South Hemisphere, focusing on Africa and many countries on Asia. In Brazil, as a result of a long process of migration for centuries, culture spread many views all over the world, reflecting on education, having more tolerance and impartiality in teaching. We can use as an example the most powerful country in the entire world, United States, because they have a very close and nationalistic view of the world, causing an excess of patriotism and ignorance of other cultures, whether religious, temporal, or regional, which is much more diversified in this topic.
Talk about the bad things in the Brazilian educational system. Besides the dropout, we still have the problem of distortion of students by age and grade. That is, students who are out of their age range. In the 15 to 17 age group, although 82% are in school, only 46% attend to the correct grade. If all cities and states were able to make school more efficient, it would be possible to improve performance in terms of student performance and achievement levels by 40% in elementary school and 18% in high school, while maintaining the same level of public spending. Instead, Brazil is spending 62 more than it would need to achieve the performance seen in public schools.
Some of the problems that we have in Brazilian education system that is we have a lot of useless subjects that don't prepare the students for adult life. The system just wants the students pass on college tests, and we don't learn about simple important things like economy, first aids, and our rights and duties between the law. Another problem that we have is the relationship between teacher and students, because sometimes the classes get boring and the teaching is forced, so we should have more dynamic classes to not be always the same thing. The style of the class is old, everything is standardized, and the teacher and students follow a time script with scheduled classes. So it's basically follow instructions. And the teaching method is not effective because after the tests, the students tend to forget almost all the details, because we just need to decorate to do the test. So this is some of the problems of Brazilian education system.
What do Brazilian students think of our educational system? One of the biggest complaints of students in Brazil is that they want to be heard more and that their opinions must be taken when changes are made. These opinions could be quite divergent, but they always come from the same principles. The evaluation methods are tiring and not very dynamic. Often, subjects that are not very useful and easily forgotten are presented, and the lack of teaching most important topics for the students' future, such as financial and political education.
Before thinking about solutions, we must understand that the current generations are living in a faster and more immediate reality and that schools must follow this development. Among the various solutions proposed by the students are the creation of more dynamic classes and new assessment methods, using technology as an auxiliary, and a more individual preparation for the job marketing, considering the needs of each student as a person. Finally, the students' general view is that numbers are much more valued than knowledge itself.
With everything my friend said, we wanted our opinion to be heard on issues that many teachers and adults see as immature and alienated. We want children from an early age to be encouraged to discover the profession, so that in high school they can choose their subjects and focus in their career. At school, we should have subject leaders to know what it's like to be an adult. For example, to know what is PTU, IPVA, income tax, and learn how to manage our money. We must be heard and respected in our opinions.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoy it.